Spirituality and mental health. Is there a connection between your spiritual observance, your spiritual goals, the way that you connect with and understand faith in your life, and your mental health? So, yes, there is. Okay. So, first, I just want to say that according to research, people who do have a sense of meaning, people who have a connection with faith, with some kind of higher power, with a connection with God, and like to find meaning through life, actually have greater gains in therapy or any kind of healing after confusing life events or situations. So that's just number one. Now, what happens if you are a spiritual person or you want to be growing spiritually and you're getting stuck? Sometimes, you might be wanting to pray or be engaged in a ritual or learn a book to help just bring more spirituality into your life. You might be wanting to meditate to just connect more with, the energies around you and really just elevate yourself to another level of experiencing this world. And you're having a hard time doing so. So here's the thing, many times somebody might go to a class or have beliefs that they were taught when they were younger, or even just that they learned in their developing adult years. And, they hit a roadblock when it comes to implementing, when it comes to practicing, when it comes to integrating it into daily life. Now, sometimes it's a confusing concept, but more often than not, what I see is that if there is anxiety, if there is panic, if there's a feeling of dread in your nervous system, right, your body kind of has a reaction. If you kind of space out or have like a darkness that overtakes you, or there's like a negative belief about yourself, like why would I be able to elevate myself? Why would God want to be with me? Any of those things related to anxiety, depression, or self-esteem can come in the way of you reaching and accessing spiritual growth in your life. And it's important to just notice this because sometimes people might beat themselves up and say, I'm such a bad person, I'm such a bad um, being for not being able to follow or integrate or engage with certain spiritual elements of life. And I would say, like, look, in order for you to actually reach for anything meaningful, right? If you know the hierarchy, Eric Erickson talks about like there's safety and there's relationships, right? And then on top there's a sense of meaning and purpose, and that's where I think the spiritual elements lie. If your basic foundation is not steady, then you're not going to be able to reach for or engage with or grow in and nurture this other more intellectual spiritual capacities. So just notice that just helping yourself work through and heal those blockages that come up. It might be a mental health thing. So it's a prerequisite. Stabilize that. Help yourself be focused, because one of the things is when we work through anxiety, depression, self belief, confidence things, and relationships, then you could think and feel at the same time. And then that's laying the foundation. And then on that, you can build for engaging as a whole being, as an integrated, as a healthy, flexible, physical, psychological, emotional, sexual, and then spiritual being. Bring that in as you're involved in a growth process. So, for those of you who are interested and who are committed to having spirituality in your life, I commend you. Those of you who are seeking, it's always great to find some kind of faith. It could even just be a belief that carries you or that gives you meaning. And if you notice there's a blockage, take off the punching gloves. Don't beat yourself up. Look at if there's something that you can do to help clear that way, so then it could be within your reach to actually add more meaning and ingest more of the joys that you're seeking to add.